How's a new iPhone working out for you?
Well, it hasn't shut off on me. And now that I got back into TikTok and Facebook, I think I'll be okay.
Okay. Of course, sorry for blowing up your afternoon.
Well, we were busy at work, so it's not like I was going to get a whole lot, but
Right.
I was forced to try to listen to the radio on the way home. I couldn't even do my
Don't say that. Sounds so. It's heartbreaking to hear people say that.
I'm
Honestly,
sorry, but honestly,
No,
like
no.
the 3 stations I would listen to, like
one of them's gone.
I know.
Two of them's gone. Well, no, you didn't
Well-
listen to the sound. But you
Well,
listened
that's
to
what I
Beach.
was listening to on the way back. On the way home, I was going between 93.7, 94.9, and
Oh, you're listening to them.
96.
Yeah, you still listen to them. Okay.
yeah. But no, I couldn't even listen to my audiobook.
I'm sorry.
But no, it's all right.
Yeah. That's what
did
I
it.
get for jumping the gun, thinking it wouldn't try to just completely disable your phone automatically.
Well, I
But
had
I
no
did.
idea it was happening, and I was like,
No, I know.
"Why is my phone in SOS mode? What's going on? What's going on?"
Data outage.
I was like, I was waiting like for the emergency services to call and say, "Did you
Oh,
contact
yeah.
us?" And I was
yeah.
like, "No, I'm
I
not
did-
in SOS."
I know. I did that to you Monday night during the game.
No.
My watch. I was trying to reset the app I use. I'm trying to learn this new app for timing as an officiating timer. It's nice because it vibrates. You got the regular timer on there. It would work fine, but this thing vibrates. If you stop it, it vibrates every 5 seconds or maybe every 3 seconds. Remind you, hey, I'm off. You need to turn me back on so you don't make the game longer than it has to be. So I'm trying to figure it out, and then it was over. The game's getting over. I'm like, let me just reset this thing. Trying to figure out how to reset it. I hit a combination of buttons that sends an emergency text to Emily while the phone is sitting at the scores table, and I'm on the. No way I knew what was going on. All of a sudden, I heard R2 going off, my text tone, and I was like, okay, somebody's trying to get with me. I get the phone. I was like, whoops.
I was panicked. It said Sam Walker could be in trouble.
But that's better than dialing 911 in the middle of the Virginia Beach 10 miler
Yeah,
like my phone
true.
did.
True.
You
So, yeah, true. Anyway,
So-
I was panicked. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Technology.
I mean, truly.
Still a challenge in this house, for sure.
Truly, when that happens and you don't respond, I immediately go to, well, what day will be a good day to have this view? What are we gonna do?
Nice.
I know, I do. I get all panicked. I go from 0 to negative
Right.
Nelly in about 2 seconds. So.
All right. Quick note. You can't really see it because of the lower third. I am wearing tonight my Madeira Beach Marina shirt that we got when we were there. 2018.
I was giving a shot to someone today who they used to live in St. Petersburg, and we were talking.
Yeah.
I was talking about St. John's Pass
Yeah.
and our trip there, and I
we
loved that.
Yeah, we did that like for what, 4 days were we there?
yeah, and then we did like that's when we then on the way back did the
Bonsai run at Disney. So anyway, the reason we went there, Emily always wanted to go to the Gulf Coast, to somewhere with the white sand beaches on the Gulf and do a couple of days. We did. So we love the movie Summer Rental. John Candy. It's just a classic. Buffett's in it briefly. Got a song in it. Rip Torn, who played Scully.
I mean, and let's just be honest.
Yeah.
It's our life. I mean.
Oh
it's-
yeah, that movie. Watch
completely-
that movie. If you've never watched Summer Rental, you will see our life in an hour and 40
Beach
minutes.
Lane versus Beach
Road. Yeah. So anyway, we went there because that's where they shot much of the movie, and we went to where Scully's was, which is actually an upstairs bar at a restaurant. I can't remember, Pinellas County. It wasn't actually on a boat, but they made it look like it was on a boat. Anyway, but we went there to stay there. They had a cool seafood festival going on and all that stuff. Well, anyway, of course, obviously, we're recording Wednesday night as Milton is making landfall, basically there. So I thought it would be appropriate to wear that shirt tonight. So last week I wore the Mountain Running Club shirt. We had gone to Black Mountain the week before Helene.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we're getting to we have some ties and connections to all these places.
Well,
They're getting hammered.
we have lots of friends down there, especially since Kelsey's Hope. We have my friend Patty and her daughter and husband are there. Lisa Cross and her husband Henry, and
they're over in Sarasota.
And their I think their nieces live with them, and her sister-in-law. Anyway, they've got family there.
Yeah.
Jen Wortman and her 2 daughters are there from Ainsley's Angels. I've run with them. Lots of people we know.
Yeah.
So we are sending out lots of prayers and thoughts, and I hope everyone is able to stay safe.
Yeah.
Several of my friends actually did evacuate. I did see that today.
Yeah,
several.
I was podcast I listened to. I listened to this guy forever, Mike O'Mara, who did radio forever in D.C. Now he's podcast. He lives in Estero, around Fort Myers. His wife has she's an esthetician, and she has a shop that in Michael. Now this was before she had the space. Took 2 feet of water, so they did nothing but on Monday cleared out. Took everything out of it, loaded a panel truck, got it in their garage. They are outside the sea evacuation zone. The storm surge flooding. They're fortunate enough they're going to be far enough away from where a storm surge would come, but still being on the southeast quadrant, the right front is where they're at. So thankfully looking at it, and again, we're recording this, about 8:00 on Wednesday night. It looks like it reminds me a lot of Irene, where there was the dry side, and much of the Outer Banks is on the dry side. It's very similar to that, what is going on right there. So anyway, yeah, between that and Helene and everything else, man, it's been a 2 weeks. Amazing. 2 weeks.
I know, and I'll be heading up to Asheville. I am going flying out to Kentucky on Friday early morning. Fly to Kentucky to run a race, the Urban Bourbon. I don't even like bourbon, but we'll see. I might find a drink I like. But
bring me some Maker's Mark. I saw if there's free samples of Maker's Mark, bring it.
So we're flying up. I think there's a total of 9 of us going. The group number keeps changing.
Right.
But anyway, a couple, one girl's meeting us from Charleston that runs with us sometimes. But anyway, getting the plane tickets was a little sketchy this time.
Yeah.
So I kind of missed the boat on getting my ticket. So I had to get a separate time. I come back on Sunday a little bit earlier, which ended up working out. I'll get off the plane, come home, and unload one bag and repack another and leave, swing through Elizabeth City, pick up a technician, and we're gonna be in Asheville late Sunday night, and then work 2 days, and then come back. So, and then I'll work like 6 days straight here. But we're gonna go and do some relief work at a pharmacy there. So anyway,
I'll clean pools.
You'll clean pools.
A few, very few. the last weekend. Gotcha. Everything really goes. We've already closed 120 pools.
That's crazy.
And more to come. So, yep. All right. Let's officially get the show started. It's the Sam
and M
podcast, episode 41 at samwalkerobxnews.com. Your favorite podcast app, YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you're liking, sharing. I keep saying that. I'm not joking, okay? I want to start getting serious with people now. Have you liked you? They like it. You gotta share it. Like it, but share it too. And of course, follow, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff. Give us the 5 stars. Brought to you by our corporate champions of Coin Jock Catering Company, Miles Carpet Cleaning, Harlow Photography, Caribbean Pools and Spas, CMIT Solutions of the Outer Banks, and ToyotaTower.com. And if you'd like to be a corporate champion, we'd love to have you on board, because it's not just the Sam
and M
podcast. You get spots and ads on SamWalkerOBXNews.com. You get all kinds of social media integration. No, that's not it. What do they call activations? Meaning we'll share all your stuff that you post. So anyway, but hit me up on that. SamWalkerOBXNews@gmail.com. Love to have you on board as a corporate champion. All right, some shout outs to get to. What do you got over there, shout out wise?
Well, I'll start out with I did deliver chocolate chip cookies.
Oh yes, the chocolate chip cookies. I forgot about that.
To Miss Sanderlin.
There's an activation.
And I I said I was going to make my grandma's recipe, and she usually uses the recipe on the back of the Toll House. But I had Ghirardelli chocolate chips, and so I used the recipe on the back of that. And these didn't come out. They came out they were too thin. She said they're good. I think she was just being kind.
They were good.
But
they were even better tonight on the garlic bread. I did spaghetti and put the garlic bread on the same pan. The Pampered Chef stoneware pan. And it hadn't been wiped off of that great. So there was some chocolate flavored garlic bread tonight, which actually wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But it was,
So anyway, so I did deliver chocolate chip cookies. So I think I'm just going to keep it up. If you guys like and share.
And if you will put cookies.
Yeah.
You would do a cookie emoji or put cookies.
Yeah, something. So I know, but
cookies.
I will deliver cookies. And then I have a couple of just some shout outs to some people who are going through a rough time, and really they're good people of our show. They're good friends of ours. Well, one I haven't met, but I've talked to you a lot since she started listening to the podcast. She followed you before, she followed you before, and then has kind of just followed. She actually might have listened to us off of Justin Bateman's podcast, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I think she might have done that. Okay. But we've talked several times back and forth. I actually had planned to meet up last week. I was going to deliver cookies to her. They were coming down. For one of their, I think they have several timeshare weeks. So they were coming down and couldn't. Miss Cindy Norris, her partner's son, Andrew Witt, had... I think he was 33. So she said, hey, we're not going to make it. He's going to have heart surgery. And then he wasn't going to have heart surgery, and I believe did, and he passed away. Oh. So, Cindy, to you and Mr. Fred, my heart goes out to you. Cindy, I think, would be okay with me telling this. I think she shared it. She's also lost both of her daughters.
Wow.
So, I have never met her in person, but we do follow each other on Facebook, and we do send messages back and forth. I think she's a very strong woman and an amazing woman, and I really can't wait to meet her in person and give her a big hug. But my heart goes out to you and your family right now. And then your really good friend.
Yeah.
Mr. Glenn Yarborough.
Yeah.
His son Corey passed away unexpectedly.
Yeah.
So Glenn and Phyllis Glenn, at our house, about what? 3:30?
About 3:15.
Every day, Sam's phone rings, and it's Glenn, and he's
driving home from Corolla.
Yeah, some sign he's seen, or some tidbit he's seen, or some this or some that. Right. So Glenn and Sam are fast buddies, and I think the world of Glenn and his and Phyllis too. But his son passed away unexpectedly, and they had just visited.
They were just in Alabama for the Bama-Georgia game. Amazing that they were right there for one all.
And drove through the hurricane to get there.
Drove through Helene, through Helene to get there. Came back, and then, son passed away Sunday. He called and said, we're on our way.
So
yeah.
So Glenn, we do love you, and we're thinking of you and Cindy. And then lastly, I just happened to see tonight Phyllis, sorry. Yeah. A friend of mine from high school, Heather, well, she was Heather Lance when we were growing up, but Heather Wilson, her father passed away this weekend, and then unexpectedly her mother passed away yesterday or Monday. So, wow. There's some people out there. I know there's a lot going on in the world. I know there are a lot of people, other listeners who probably are going through stuff. So I'm sorry to make this such a downer shout out, but those are people I was thinking about, and I just want you to know that you are loved from our little corner of the Outer Banks here, and thinking about you all. Yep. So that's what I got.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to try to make it positive. I've got 2 pieces of things to show you, and then we'll take a break.
Okay.
All right. One. Did I do it? No, I didn't do it on the podcast. There it is. So, last week did the show, and on Thursday of last week, got to go down to Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. Mm-hmm. And shout out to Mike Barber, who is Public Affairs Officer for Cape Hatteras National Seashore and Wright Brothers National Memorial and Fort Raleigh National Historic Site. And poor Mike has had a month, because he's had between the Buxton Beach situation with the contamination there and having to deal with that as a public information officer. The houses falling down. He's the one who has to write the press releases. He's the one who's got to get all the photos together. In many cases, he's got to just drop everything, drive from Manio to Rodanthe to go take care of that. And then, of course, had the plane crash on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. And anyway, so shout out to Mike. Shout out to Dave Halleck, who's superintendent. They've all become very good friends. Anyway, so we got the opportunity to have something positive last Thursday, which was getting to go to see the latest in the renovation of the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. If you haven't seen it, just go to samwalkerobxnews.com. Got a full video. Did the full-on C-SPAN style walk around with the camera and just run it. Y'all got to hear me ask questions. You got to hear all the media corps from the Outer Banks ask questions. All that stuff's got it on the YouTube page. And you can find it here at samwalkerobxnews.com. But anyway, got two things out of that. One, it's not very easy to see. I need to do like a photo. That is actually a piece of paint from the black of the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. I've got two pieces of it. I'm giving Glenn one, by the way. I'm going to drop that off. Trading for beef jerky from Buc-ee's, by the way. But I got a piece of the black paint. Now, this is one of the more recent coats. Maybe it was one of the bottom coats. So it's got some of the original 1870 paint in it. Because Dan Pullen and myself, Dan Pullen, the famed photographer, Pulitzer, yeah, he was right there with us shooting stuff. Dan is an award-winning photographer. I don't think he has a Pulitzer, but he might as well. He should. But anyway, he was like, hey, he looked, and he was like, we were right on the edge where you could see the actual brick. First time that brick had been exposed since 1870, and getting to touch that was really cool. And then he's like, he peels a piece off.
Yo, this is my world.
It's cool though.
I do love history,
cool,
but
yeah.
Sam gets a little in.
Look, what have I got? I got a chunk of asphalt from Main Street, USA, and Walt Disney World in here too. Anyway, that is a piece. It got a piece of the actual paint. That's probably some of the original paint in there. But also, I thought this was pretty cool. I can now I can go full Cantore mode now, thanks to the folks at Stone and Lime who are doing the renovation. They gave us these really nice hard hats. It's even got a clip for your light that I put on there today. It's a Milwaukee. It's as nice. But I figured I can go full Cantore now because I'll have the helmet.
I have never seen Jim Cantore wear a helmet.
You didn't see when he was doing the baseball helmet thing because he was wearing baseball helmets. Now he wears one just like this.
I have not seen.
And when he's out doing his hurricane stuff, puts out, which is actually pretty smart. I mean, think about it. You're out there in a windstorm. Might as well protect the noggin a little bit. Plus, he wears that. He's wearing tonight. He's wearing the goggles, wearing the clear goggles. I do have the Tifosis are like that.
Yo, please help me.
I can now go full Cantore. Never go full Cantore. Anyway, so we put that all with the collection of odds and ends that we have here. So, anyway. What else? Do we need to take a break so you can take that call?
I'm sure Caroline's phone is dead, and so she's calling from Ian's.
Okay. Just making sure. All right, I think that's all I got shout-out-wise. So, all right, well, let's do some business. Do you want to?
I got it.
You got it?
All right.
All right, let me get things queued up here. I don't think I have. I don't think I've got that music cut. Well, I might be able to get it here real quick. How about this? Let's play. No, let's not do that. Let's do an import file.
Again, y'all, welcome to my.
Look, I've been playing. I always thought I was really good. I've been working on the show all day. I'm gonna be up all night doing news for my buddy Ed. Yeah, shout out to Ed Heisted, by the way. I can do this one while I'm loading this up. Ed Heisted used to do radio here on the Outer Banks, and he's now in Melbourne, Florida. He's right in the heart of this. On the East Coast. He now does news for radio stations all over the country. And so I am actually his fill-in anchor when he needs to take a vacation.
Or hurricanes coming.
So that's what's going on is because of Milton crossing the Florida Peninsula and the possibilities that why is this thing doing that on the search? I do not like Mac's search, by the way. He is I'm gonna find it here. I gotta find a bed. There's a music bed I need for this. Anyway, he is. I'm filling in for him tonight for his newscast that he does for stations all over the country tomorrow. So after we get done with recording the podcast, I've got to start doing other people's news after having spent all afternoon doing my own news. So that's just some of the fun and frivolity that we do here to make the sausage for you here at samwalkerobxnews.com. And it looks like I have lost that file, which really stinks. So you go ahead and you do that. Oh, there it is. I see why. Okay. I gotta do some real funny editing. You go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So many times in the past, the rest of the state has sent people, equipment, and other assistance to the Outer Banks of northeastern North Carolina following a devastating storm. Now is our chance to return the favor. If you are looking to help the victims of Helene, a variety of groups around our area are continuing to collect items to be shipped to the mountains. But what is really needed now are monetary contributions. And you can make a donation through the Community Foundation of Western North Carolina Emergency and Disaster Response Fund. Contributions will not only help with immediate needs through nonprofits in the heart of the disaster area, they will also assist in the weeks, months, and years of the recovery ahead. The Community Foundation of Western North Carolina is headquartered in Nashville, can deploy funds quickly, and has a proven track record and extensive experience in disaster relief funding. Make your donation now at cfwnc.org. That's cfwnc.org.
And of course, if you're watching last weekend, watching this week, we've got the logo up there with the website address up there on the screen for you. All right, more of the Sam
and
podcast coming up. Ready to dive into something new? Caribbean Pools and Spas, the official pool and spa service company of the Sam and M podcast, is already getting ready for the 2025 season. Caribbean Pools and Spas is looking for dedicated individuals who enjoy being outdoors and want to create unforgettable experiences for our customers. With outstanding pay, instant incentives, flexible weekly schedules, hands-on training, and full support from the great Caribbean Pools and Spas management team that will back you up. If you have a pool and spa at your home or your vacation rental or are ready to add one this off-season, Caribbean Pools and Spas is already signing up customers for service next year. And they can design and install the custom pool and spa you've been dreaming of from Corolla to South Nags Head and everywhere in between. Call today, 252-480-2900. That's 252-480-2900. Or visit CaribbeanOBX.com. Whether you're an experienced pro or just starting out, Caribbean is the best pool and spa service company to work for and work with on the Outer Banks. I should know. I work for them too and love it. Join our team and make a splash with the official pool and spa service company of the Sam and M podcast, Caribbean Pools and Spas.
Is that last pool on that picture? Is it outside or inside?
It's outside. It was
it
a
looked kind of from
photo.
here. It looked like it was inside.
It's that last. It's got a like a 3-story balcony surrounded. There's a outdoor wet bar out there as well. So yeah,
sorry,
very cool.
So thanks to Harlow Photography, another season of school sports is here, and it's the perfect time to have Harlow Photography catch your athlete in action. Whether it's game day shots on the field or court, or a custom session that's literally lit with fire, Stephanie Harlow at Harlow Photography will capture memories that will last a lifetime. Or maybe you want to take advantage of the beautiful autumn scenery for a fall photo shoot with Stephanie. The holidays will be here before you know it, and Harlow Photography can help create the perfect family Christmas card that will be the envy of all your friends. Book your session today with Harlow Photography at sharlowphotography.com and like Stephanie Harlow Photos on Facebook. And Stephanie, a couple things. I want to give her a shout out. New grandbaby on the way.
New grandbaby on the way, yes.
And of course it was Facebook announced with the cutest pictures that Stephanie took.
Yeah, Stephanie had gone down to Texas where her daughter is.
Yes.
And so, yeah.
And then also when she was in Florida, I think as she was coming home, she was asked to go back to Florida to do an entire preschool photo shoot, like do their photos for a preschool.
Oh, wow.
Someone had seen, I think, I not 100%, cool. But someone had seen her pictures. I'm not sure if they were the ones that were the announcing or whatever, but they asked her if she would do their preschool pictures. So she is literally going all across the country,
all
taking
across
pictures.
the world. Yeah, I know.
So go Stephanie.
Go Stephanie. All right.
I need to get up with her to do some pictures.
I did delve into the Haunted Mansion soundtrack. So the next 2 shows will have Haunted Mansion bumpers. What?
I got an idea for our Halloween episode.
What is? Oh, you do. Okay, that I get it. All right, that one's my fault. You have an idea for the Halloween episode.
Yes, but we'll have to keep it secret. But I have an idea.
Okay.
Just tell it to me.
All right. Okay. So
I love a costume.
Well, you just gave it away. But okay. All right.
I didn't give it away. I just love a costume.
Okay. All right. I'm in. Okay. All right. Okay. So last week's show, we didn't get time to talk about this because we just did all hurricane stuff basically. But you had just come off having your semi-annual physical. And got some news. Now, it's not bad news, but it's not great news. It's kind of I don't know, what would you call it? Maybe it's not a rude awakening, but maybe a little bit of a, hey, you know what? We got to make time to make a couple more changes, because we've made so many changes over the last. Well, for you, last 6 years, 7 years. For me,
really, since my surgery, I'm coming up actually on 9
years. Yeah,
9 years.
Yeah, for me, it'll be 2 years coming up here in March. So anyway, you got a little bit of hey, you need to be making some changes here. So tell us more about that.
So a little, not probably a little known fact. A lot of people know this about me. I don't get on a scale. I hate a scale. A scale has. I'm 51 years old, and a scale caused me so much anxiety. I can't tell you how many doctor's visits I literally canceled at my heaviest weight just because I was not going to go on a scale. So I do not get on a scale. You, my friend, get on the scale every morning or pretty much every other morning. It's in the corner of the bathroom where I don't even see it. But
yeah, I've kind of gotten away from it because I'm kind of leveled off. But anyway, yeah.
But I do not get on a scale. So
yeah, I mean, literally, she will go to the doctor's office, and when she does it backwards. She has her back to it, so she can't see it, and she specifically tells the nurse not to say it out loud.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I really have no idea. So my clothes kind of are what I guess tell me if that's just how I do it.
Right.
So anyway, it's funny, I had run into work before my doctor's appointment because we had to do something, and I was off that day, but I said, I'll come in before my appointment. And when I was leaving, I was like, yeah, I'm really anxious about this because I feel like I've gained weight. I think she's going to say something. Anyway, Jenny later told me, she said, I really think you might, when you made that comment, Jenny said, I realized you kind of have a morphed vision of yourself or whatever. Mm-hmm. So anyway, go to the doctor, get weighed backwards, laugh with the girl. I'm like, look, please don't tell me, blah, blah, blah. Go in. Sitting there, and this time I actually had my blood work done the week before, which I never have done. You're supposed to do that. Yeah. So this was a different visit. Like, this is how the visits are supposed to go. But with V and I love V, my nurse practitioner. They usually go the opposite way. She usually doesn't have numbers in front of her other than my weight, and that's it. But she had all my numbers in front of her. So anyway, she walks in, and first thing she says is, and y'all, I've never heard this in my entire life. So let me just preface, I've never heard this my entire life. She said, well, you've lost too much weight. You're too thin. And I was like, I don't think so. She said, no, you weigh this. And I was like, really? I don't think I was born at that, but okay. It was a shock. For me, it was a shocking number. I mean, I don't think it'd be shocking. I wasn't like less than 100 pounds or anything like that. But, she said, yes, you had, when we started this process and started the shots, you had said like 165 was your number.
Right.
And she said, you're very much, much, much lower than that. And she said, this is not healthy. You're at the point where you are losing muscle, and we're not going to be able to get it all back. It's not healthy.
Right.
In the last 6 months, I lost, I guess, like another 7 pounds. to be clear, none of that is intentional. Like at this point, it's not like I'm not eating. It's not like, I mean, I'm still doing my shots.
Yeah.
And I do them every other week.
Yeah. This is not you're not doing you're not in an eating disorder situation with this.
No. I want to be clear. Like, right. No, but
I guess maybe it kind of sort of is.
I mean, I wouldn't classify it as an eating disorder. However, I think I do have, and when Jenny said that to me, because I told her, I said, yeah, I went to the doctor, and she said, I've lost too much weight. I said, and it's not that I get on a scale. I will say that I left there and sat in the car for about 15 minutes by myself and was like, okay, she didn't tell you have to gain weight, but she just told you couldn't lose weight. And I will not lie, there was a panic attack because I tend to swing one way or the other. And so I do not want to go forward. I'm just being very honest. Sam Walker, stop it. This is serious.
I know.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, I just was like panicked, and I was like, okay. So in my labs, like everyone wants to know, but my iron, she's like, I don't know how. She's like, you have got to be, you have no iron. You're not storing iron at all. And I was like, well, I'm cold all the time. And she's like, yeah, I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
I have no iron. And that the iron thing is because of my surgery. That is not, I just want to say a lot of these things that I'm going to say right now are, yes, me losing weight and being on the shot probably is not helping it. But the majority of it is, we have to remember that I also had gastric sleeve almost 9 years ago, and my body does not absorb nutrients and absorb these as well.
Essentially, you have half of a stomach.
No,
well, a quarter.
Well, it's been 9 years, so I mean, it's like when I went in for the surgery, the doctor said they were starting to see where they did revisions every 5 to 7. So. And then these drugs have come out, so I don't think they're doing revisions.
And the sleeve is not where, you hear
bypass.
Yeah, the gastric bypass, where they literally will just like bypass a third of the stomach, 2/3 of the stomach. So you got like a stomach that, like, instead of being that, like think of it, softball? No, like a football. Instead of having a football, you've got a softball for a stomach. This is, you put a rubber band around the football and squeezed it down.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. All right. Is that?
Yes, Dr. Walker, that'll work.
Tell it to me like I'm a 4-year-old. I mean, come on.
So anyway, I mean, I have two things going for me. So
yes.
And that is also probably part of why I have been very successful. I think too, there are people who are all kinds of medicines. You can be a responder, like you respond, it's not going to be like you respond better to certain drugs than other people.
Right, yeah.
So I think that I have that going for me. I think I have the shot. That helps. And I had the surgery. So my iron level is very low, but I'm not nearly as tired as I was when it was low before. And it's lower than that. And she's like, well, do you want to do infusions again? I was like, no, that infusion was $900 and it didn't do anything for me. That was a waste. For me, the infusion did nothing. My calcium level's low. My
do you think
B12 is low? Okay. All those things are low. So I have she said, please just get a prenatal vitamin on top of, now I'm doing some prescription vitamin D and the B12 injections, the cyanobalamin or whatever. So I did buy, it was funny, I bought the prenatal vitamins and I had them on the counter, and Mom was like, whose are these? I was like, mine. She goes, do you need to tell me something? I was like, no, I'm taking them because they're higher, and they're just a good multivitamin. Yeah. Instead of just doing normally I would tell people who come and ask me, what if it was me going to me to ask, well, what vitamins? I'd say, oh, just get the women's one a day over 50. I need a little bit more, so I need the prenatal. So anyway, so I'm doing the prenatal. We dropped my shot back.
Go ahead.
Dropped my shot back. I was on like the 10 milligrams every 2 weeks. I'm going to go down to the 7.5 every 2 weeks, which means you might be going to the 10.
Well, and I was going to bring that. I wanted to bring that up now because I've been thinking about that. So go ahead.
So we'll have some 10s. I had stockpiled some 10s. So anyway, it just was really kind of like I've never been told, hey, you've got to stop losing weight or you're too thin. And again, this is not like I don't want anyone to think I'm like, oh, Emily, you look beautiful. You're skin. That's not what this is about. This is about me, just my emotions with weight what my mind sees versus what other people see.
Right.
Looking at pictures, even from the wedding this weekend, I was like, oh, I was flipping through. I was like, who is that? Or I was at a board meeting last night and they posted a picture. I was in one of the pictures that the student government had put up from the Asheville. And I was like, who was that? And they're like, that was you. Like, I don't see, like, my mind's, I realize it. I have a dysmorphia. Like, my brain does not see, or my mind probably doesn't see what everybody else sees. And I'm not really sure how to get around that. Actually, in 2 weeks, I start some therapy, so we'll see. Maybe she'll help me with that. I don't know. But you know, I mean, it was shocking to me. It was shocking in the sense that my whole life, that's never what I came out of the doctor's office hearing.
You have, and it brings up that not seeing you're like, who's that? Or, you know, that type of thing. Not, you've always seen yourself as something different. I think there explains why we've talked about it on the show, how no matter what size or shape your body has been, I've always loved you for, you know, it and you and who you are and your appearance. I mean, I have. And you bring it up all the time. You've gone from one form to another, and neither one has ever pleased you, honestly. And that probably has something to do with the whole weight situation too. I mean, that didn't help because of whether it's you're consuming more, whatever. You see what I'm saying? The lack of self-confidence, the lack of self-confidence. One of the big things, remember last year when we went over, finally got you over to Empress in Duck, and so that you could get some really high-end sports bras, because you were buying the stuff from Target, you were getting chafed all the time, and you were having all the issues with that. And I was like, look, just go over here. She's got stuff. Let's do this. And you did a picture in the sports bra after a run. She used it on her social. You had never been one who you would have never done that in any time in your life would you have been comfortable enough to do it. And you had gotten comfortable with that. So you're saying you don't see. Well, see, I don't see what you complain about your body. I don't. I look beyond it. It never comes into play. So yes, there is that. About myself, I've thought about possibly trying to go down to a lower dosage. The 12.5, the Monjera 12.5 has been kicking my butt. I'm not gonna lie. All along, it has not. I've always talked about having the hangover after doing the shot in the day or two after, and I think it's worse when I've done this now with the every other week. I'm at a spot where I'm okay with where I'm weighing at. I need to get down about, I wish I could drop that 10 right now, only because everything I've bought fits right at 190 and not 200. But I do have lacrosse tournaments coming up. I've been doing lacrosse every Monday.
Well, you're going to start training again, too.
Yeah, I haven't done any training. Last year, this time of year, I had been running 2 or 3 miles a day, at least 3 days a week, doing pulls and then running. I need to get back into that here, even though we're going to be doing closings and be winding that down, because I love running in Duck. I just love running the trails over there. But yeah, but going maybe the 10, I was like, well, maybe the 10 it'll still do what it needs to do, and I won't feel as logy with it. But anyway, you have always had that self-doubt, self-flagellation, whatever you want to call it, lack of self-confidence about yourself, about your appearance. You know, Emily goes through a whole routine before we do the show. I don't think she realizes how far the camera really truly is back. I mean, I know you watch it, but you watch it. Look, I mean, you know,
I do put on some lipstick, y'all, so you can see my lips.
Watched. The one thing we have not done is we have not put the show on the 54 on the 60 inch.
Let's not do that.
Because then it's going to be like, ugh. I mean, I will see when I go back and look at my stuff on the Weather Channel and realize, oh God, the lighting is awful in here. I've got to do better with the lighting. I now know not to wear white or black when I'm doing those hits, but because I will see them on the regular TV. I have yet to put the show on the regular TV because we're always watching on a small device.
So I think too, though, like growing up in basically the 80s.
Yep.
And early 90s, a couple things. I know this is a big hot debate, social media and everything, but we didn't have social media in the sense that I see these bigger girls now, and I'm like, oh, they're beautiful. Like, and look at the outfits they wear, and look at the like. So one, I didn't have anyone like that I could see that was like a positive
influence. Yes.
And buying clothes, even up to the last 7-8 years, buying clothes for me anyway, buying clothes like for a bigger person was just not. It wasn't. They weren't cute.
It was not pleasant.
They were no. It was no offense, but it was like Alfred Dunner, like my grandma wore, which is great. But that wasn't what, like, to get in sizes, and my grandma wasn't nearly as big as I was. But I'm just saying, like, it just wasn't, it was frumpy, it wasn't stylish. And now you see these girls, or you would have to go to Lane Bryant, which is not cheap.
Yeah.
And, so now it is definitely, I think, more accessible to get cute clothes, no matter what your size is.
Right.
But I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, that is a fun thing about it. Like, I've always loved clothes. I've always loved fashion. I'm not saying I'm a fashionista by any means, but like we went to a thrift store this weekend.
Yeah.
And I was like, the first 2 skirts I pulled off, I was like, oh, I really like these. I was like, I don't think they're going to fit. They're probably too small of a size, and they fit.
Right.
And I'm like, oh,
and they turned out to be.
Well, we're not going to go there, but they were from Talbot's, and they were like 75% off. So I got 2 very nice Talbot's wool skirts for $1.75 a piece at the thrift store. And so like, but I do enjoy that. It's
You're
different.
not going to go to the regular retail.
Got
them for 1%.
I know, right? If I had bought them, they would have been over $150 a piece. Right. But at the store, but just I do enjoy being able to buy clothes and stuff. That is fun to me now.
Yeah.
I still don't see the size. Like, I've ordered some stuff and I'm like, oh, I hope this fits, and then I'm like, oh, I should have gone down a size. Like, I still don't see that, but I'll hopefully I'll get there. And again, this is just the Sam and M, and we've talked about the weight loss stuff before, so this is not like I don't want to be taken as I'm bragging. I don't want anything like that. This is just a reality in my world that's going on right now, facing okay, so now you've lost, shouldn't lose anymore, and not know so much about the weight, but about the muscle loss and all that. And I'm 51, and that does become an issue. Like, I should be doing some kind of weight thing versus really more aerobic. At this point in my life, I should be doing more, but weight stuff.
Well, don't ever take this, and I'm sure we've got listeners who are saying the exact same thing to their device right now. Stop being so that we weren't going to make this about. One of the things when we launched the podcast was we are going to talk about our journey through life, and whether it is our weight loss, our grief, the fun stuff that we're privileged to have an opportunity to do. That's what the podcast is about. If it was okay, because if people aren't listening, don't want to listen to us. I mean, the name on the podcast ought to say, hey, it's just about us. So come on.
I just don't want it to be taken like. It's not like I'm fish. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want it to look like I'm fishing for
sympathy.
Oh no, I just don't. I don't want to be the pick me girl. Oh, look at her. That's what the girls taught me that. Sarah and Caroline have taught me the pick me girl thing.
Oh, okay.
It's a whole thing. But it's like you're fishing for compliments. That's not what I'm doing. That's what I'm saying. I'm not. This is not about. Oh, but Em, you look. That's not what it's about.
Right.
This is just about where I am in the. I guess maybe the weight thing has kind of. I need to come to a realization or wrap my brain around the weight thing is where it needs to be. She actually said she'd like to see me gain about 10 pounds, which that's where the panic attack happened.
What we're trying to figure out. Can you want my 10? You can have them.
No, so that's where the panic happened. I don't want to gain 10. But she said, okay, don't lose anymore. Like, we did discuss it. So where I need to come, where I think I need to do is I need to try to maintain or gain a few pounds. Mm-hmm. But I need to work on up here. Like, I really do think whether I was 320 pounds or whether I'm less than 150 pounds, like whatever it is, I need to realize that my weight, there's just so much baggage. Yeah. When you're the chunky kid, when you're the big kid, when you got patients sometimes calling you fat at the pharmacy, right. It's all happened. It's all there. And there's just everything is a package with me. So I'll get through it, I promise. But that's where I am, and I've never had that happen before. So it was an interesting visit. But I do love V, and we came up with A couple of things, and I'm going to do my vitamins and stuff, and
cool.
We'll go.
All right. Let's thank some more corporate champions. And we always talk about food on the show when we talk about weight loss, and then we talk about food. It is the weirdest thing. All right. Well, if you're looking to elevate your next event from ordinary to extraordinary, look no further than CoinJock Catering Company. Whether it's a corporate lunch at a wedding reception, a family reunion, holiday party, or any special occasion, CoinJock Catering Company will come to you with their on-site or drop-off catering, and you can hold your special event at their waterfront venue in CoinJock. Plus, the CoinJock Catering food trucks, ready to serve their one-of-a-kind creations like the redneck egg roll, brisket nachos, and bang bang shrimp from their mobile kitchen when they pop up throughout the area. And they'll be doing that here soon on a regular basis. And, of course, you find them at Morris Farm Market in Barco every weekend. Book CoinJock Catering Company for your next event or employment opportunities right now. Call Louie and David at 704-502-8070. That's 704-502-8070. And like their Facebook page to find out their daily specials, locations, and more information. Now, don't do anything yet. All right? Let me click here. And let me click. Got to find it. There it is. Okay. Now, would you know where that is from if I hadn't told you?
No.
You wouldn't know that. You don't. Okay, Emily was such a deprived child. She
we watched
Scooby-Doo. You watched Scooby-Doo, but you wouldn't recognize this as one of the music beds.
No. I mean, no, I did watch Scooby-Doo every day, rushed off the bus. It was on at 3:30 to 4.
That's true, it was. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure that you would have known.
I just know Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
You just know the theme. You wouldn't know the background music from the show, all that? Yeah.
Not that one, not this one.
Not this one?
No.
It's funny because when I found it on YouTube, they're like, this is the one you're looking for, is what it says in the title. Because everybody's like, oh, yeah.
So, thanks to Miles Carpet Cleaning, it's spooky season, and those carpets, rugs, and upholstery have got you spooked with how scary they look. Now's the time to call Miles Carpet Cleaning and get it all looking and smelling fresh and new again. Serving Curry Tuck in the Outer Banks, the Miles Carpet Cleaning family has been cleaning things up on both sides of the water for the last 8 years. Call now to get Miles Carpet Cleaning Halloween special. 3 rooms and a hallway cleaned, plus deodorizer, all for just $99. You're killing me. That's right. Get those carpets clean for just $99. Call now, 252-207-6707, and find more great offers by following Miles Carpet Cleaning on Facebook. Robert Miles and his family will take care of you like you're one of the family. Forget the rest. Call the best. Miles Carpet Cleaning, 252-207-6707. That's 252-207-6707.
You know what's great about this music? Because they just imagine. I mean, Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Where are you?
Look, this music's so chill. It just laid back, hitting the pipe. I mean, you know, because come on. What do you think they were doing in the Mystery Machine?
I have no idea.
There's 2 things that was going on in that Mystery Machine.
Not such a mystery to you, my friend.
No. There's 2 things that were going on in that Mystery Machine.
Sam, this stop.
It's a family show. I know. Sorry. Okay. All right. We got to play it out.
Oh, my God.
I just love that I found that. All right. Let's say thank you to CMIT Solutions of the Outer Banks. When it comes to managing your business, it's important to have the right technology. That's why CMIT works to help businesses. Short for Completely Managed Information Technology, CMIT offers everything a business needs. Their services include tech support, computer and server security, cloud backup, secure Wi-Fi, business phones, and more. With CMIT's help, your technology will stay up and running. For more information, go to CMITOBX.com. Of course, like I said, I married Velma, so she was the smart one with the glasses.
I do have the glasses on today, the smart glasses.
All right. Yeah.
You want to talk about the wedding? Sam's just in a mood with the music tonight.
I know. I'm not trying to think that I want to be up till 4 in the morning. Yeah, Spectre Magic. Imagine it would be playing tonight. Of course, the parks are closed today and tomorrow.
How about before we talk about the wedding?
Yeah, let's do let's do the wedding. then do that. Okay. And then we can dump last segment. Okay.
We'll just
yes.
move it to next week.
All right. Yeah. Save it to next week. No. We're gonna do the unboxing.
No, we'll save the fair foods for next week.
Yeah, we can save fair. Yeah. So the state fair. We'll save that for next week. So next week's show, we will talk about the state fair foods. That we're now 77 new foods at the state fair. Give me more chance to go through them. I want to find out what our friends are at Bass Nights Lone Cedar, what they're doing this year. Fork Get Me Not. There's a truck from down in Columbia. Anyway, we'll do that next week. All right. It was it's wedding season for the Walkers continuing, and let me get. I didn't do any music for it. Get that.
You need to get Billy Joel. She played.
Oh my God! No, we'll get bounced. All right, I got.
Oh,
I
okay.
will. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, does somebody? If somebody has the video, I think there is.
She does. It's
she
on
does
her.
have the video. All right,
Yeah.
we will have to pull that because I think we can get away with it. All right, enough about that. Let me pull up to the screen here. I did move.
So we left on Thursday night.
Yes, we left on Thursday night.
Made a Target run.
Yeah, I know, because I was like, why did I get an alert to? Oh yeah, we were at Target at 10 o'clock at night in Fredericksburg and having not eaten dinner on
Yeah.
a Thursday night. Hit
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A right before it closed. You guys did the BK
We
because we were
did.
riding two
No,
separates.
we did Wendy's.
Wendy's.
But anyway.
Okay, got it.
But we got to D.C. or Dulles Airport is where we stayed at one of the hotels there, and we got there about 11:30.
Yep.
Friday morning, because the venue where the wedding was in Purcellville. Is that how you say it?
It's spelled Purcellville, but it's Purcellville.
Okay.
Purcellville.
In Virginia.
Yep.
And it was beautiful. It was in the kind of like in a mountain. It was an old horse
It's in the
farm.
hills. Yeah, it's up there in horse country. The old horse country that used to be horse country is now nothing but how. It was amazing. We were driving back there, and I was like, okay, brand new housing developed, brand new. It's Northern Virginia. The burbs have just basically spread out over there but it was an old horse farm out what would have been the middle of nowhere 10 years ago.
But it was beautiful, and they had a wedding at this venue Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
So the rehearsal had to happen on Friday morning at 10. So we didn't see Caroline all day until about, 4 o'clock on Friday. You and I got up, and we headed into good old D.C.
Yep.
We did, where did we start out at? Lincoln?
Yeah, so we took the metro from Dulles Airport on the Silver Line, went in, got off at Foggy Bottom, which is at George Washington University, right next to the hospital. You walk past the State Department and down to Lincoln Memorial.
We tried to absorb brain cells from all the students that...
Yeah, as we got off the train, it was like, oh my gosh, we are surrounded by...
Very
intelligent people. Maybe we can get a little osmosis going again.
There were some rather nice-looking law students, too. I'm just going to throw that out there. But anyway, we were walking and went to Lincoln Memorial.
Yep.
Then we just kind of meandered our way down. We went to the Washington Monument.
Korean War Memorial, which we hadn't done that.
That was really humbling and beautiful.
So if you're walking from the Lincoln Memorial to World War II, down the reflecting pool. Actually, we didn't even walk down a reflecting pool. We walked on the outside. To your left is the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. To your right is the Korean Veterans Memorial, which is really unique.
It was.
Yeah. And then it takes you actually by the World War I monument. And something new that I hadn't seen before, which is the Park Police horse stables are there. You walk across the John F. Kennedy hockey fields, and big green space there. Emily's like, "Are we allowed to walk across this?" And I was like, "Because it was kind of wet." And I was like, "No, let's not do it anyway." But yeah, you are, because they're play fields. You always had those baseball fields out there on the mall. Same thing. World War II Memorial.
Yeah,
Washington
we always
Monument.
stop there. Yeah.
Yep. Then we were going to walk all the way to the Capitol like we normally do. Well, our intention actually was to do walk-run. We were going to run.
Yeah,
and got off the metro, and we weren't feeling it. So it was a walk.
But we did walk at it. In all honesty, we did walk at a pretty good pace.
Yeah,
we were doing like a 15-minute mile.
Yeah, I look back at it. We did pretty decent. Got down to Museum of Art. And instead of going all the way to the Capitol, we were just like, all right, you get out to Museum of Art. That's where our turn is to go to Gallery Place in Chinatown, to our favorite restaurant there is, which is Chinatown Garden. It's right next to the Verizon Center. And enjoyed a great meal there. Now, you're wondering why we're not showing those of you watching the video presentation. I'm just showing the bride and groom and ourselves because we're going to do a Sam
and M
on the road with all the stuff that we shot. So this is just the teaser.
Yeah.
We love Chinatown Garden. So many great meals we've had there as a family.
Yeah, and so that was we talked about my food or my weight issue. We might as well bring up grief a little bit.
Right.
So we were sitting there. We got there like early. It was like 12 o'clock. Like we were like the second table in there.
Right.
And I always think when we go in that restaurant, I think of Christmas Story and the Chinese restaurant.
Oh, yes.
I mean, if you can just picture that restaurant, this is what it's like inside. Nothing has changed since the 1950s, except for at the front window where there used to be a round table is now a couple of booths. But the booths are like from the 1950s.
Right. Yeah.
But so we were sitting there. We were in a booth, and I just kept looking to that corner. And Sam knew. He's like, I was like, there used to be tables in here, right? There used because I am notorious for in my head it being something different. And Sam's like, no, you're right. And we used to sit at that table with the kids. Yeah. And I just kept, I'm gonna cry. I just kept flashing back, and I thought, oh my gosh, when we were here, and Jonathan would be, I said he would just be laughing, and I would be irritated because he'd be doing something goofy,
right?
And you and I would be, it's the end of the day. We just want to eat. We're just exhausted. We're tired. And then James, you can just see James is laughing at Jonathan. I could see Caroline laughing. Like and I just got choked up. And I was like, oh my gosh. And you were like, just stop. So,
well, I didn't say just stop. I think I was more like, I mean, it's just, it's a moment.
Yeah. But, well, no, you just said, don't stop thinking. You were trying to get me. Like, I think you weren't irritated. I don't mean it like that. But you were like, yeah, I get it. But anyway. So I did have to go to the bathroom, and I had just a little bit of a cry in the bathroom and got myself together. So that was kind of like a hard moment. Yeah. Those moments still flash up, and but I could see them, like I could just reach out and just touch them. Yeah. So anyway.
Well, and we walked this instead of bike ride. That was one of the things we did. We had become a family thing, was a night bike ride on the wall.
Well, now, I have never bike ride with the boys. I have never done the bike ride with the boys. You have done it with all three kids. I have done it with you and Caroline. Yeah. And I do love the nighttime bike ride to the monuments. I love it. But I never did it with all of you.
Yeah, that's right. We never did it as all of us.
No.
Yeah, that's
right. But that's all right. I was heading back to work while you all stayed.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, that was good. I mean, the food there is good, and there's a neat history in that building, and you do the people who work there. I mean, I think they've been there since the 1950s too.
It's very mid-century Chinese restaurant, which are such a rare thing to find now, because most of them have been replaced by your takeout style. There's a state law that says every food line in North Carolina has to have a takeout Chinese restaurant next to it. But there are so few of your sit-down style, mid-century designed Chinese restaurants, and that is one of them. And that's one of the things we look forward to when we go to D.C.
And that building, like, I didn't know this. I finally read, and I probably have read it a million times.
You did
but
get
never
a picture
sticks.
of that,
I did,
yeah,
but
okay.
That building, or Chinatown, used to be on Pennsylvania Avenue when D.C. back in the 1800s. Like,
right.
Chinatown was on Pennsylvania Avenue. And then when they were actually planning and putting the White House and everything, they were told that Chinatown, that they would have to move. And so the Chinese immigrants, or the elders in the community.
It's not going to be on that phone.
Oh, I got a new
It's on
phone,
this
y'all.
one. It's on this one.
I can probably look at the phone. Anyway.
Well, I mean, you might. No, don't do it. I've got it doing a backup.
All right, never mind.
Yeah.
But but when they
we're gonna have it all in.
But when they reset, when they moved to Gallery Place. But this building was basically the leaders of the community. This is where their headquarters were.
Right.
And now it's the restaurant. But it was originally, that's where the original, when they moved, that building was the headquarters of Chinatown.
Yeah. It was the I think it was the Chinatown Merchants Association or something along those lines. Yeah, it's not, the history's not on their website. Anyway, it's on H Street Northwest, if you're wondering where it is. But Chinatown Garden, if you just search it, comes right up. I mean, it's great. And Chinatown is just a neat place. I mean, because it is. I mean, Chinatown. We've been to the one in New York. I've been to one there. You've been to the one in. Did you go to Seattle?
Yeah. Well, we were at Park. Not really. We were down at Pike Park.
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
Pike Place, and there's some, but we didn't really go to Chinatown.
Right.
Though.
Okay. All right. There's one in Vancouver too, but yeah, it's I honestly. There are some signature restaurants there. We could have gone to Clyde's in Georgetown, which our friend Amy's daughter is a waitress.
Caroline,
we found out Caroline, she was a waitress there. We were like, well, dang, we're on the wrong side. He's like, well, there's Clyde's. Is she at the one at Gallery Place? No, she's the one in Georgetown. There's Clyde's. There's Ben's Chili Bowl, which we have done multiple times, which you love Ben's Chili Bowl. It's not the same at DC at National Airport. You got to go to the one out by Howard. It's
there's something about years of grease cooked into your restaurant that you love.
Yeah, there's something about it. The grease covered walls really does add to the flavor. Okay, so we did that. Then we walked back, and we kind of were like, well, all right, we got to be back because it was Friday. There was not a rehearsal dinner. It was more of a
reception type.
Yeah, night before gathering, dinner, drinks, a little bit of this, that, and the other. We'll talk about that in a second. But so we were like, well, do we walk? Just go ahead and get on the metro here and go on back. We were going to go on back. But I was like, no, let's just start walking. It's like, a little shopping. Well, we ended up, I got to find it now. But we ended up in what is now DC's Rodeo Drive.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, there's a Boss store. And I'm going in here because I want to get something like Lewis Hamilton has.
We were in running
stuff.
I was like, you're not going in there. There was a Louis Vuitton. There was the Gucci store. We did a lot of window shopping. And I said they're Tiffany's.
There was a Tiffany's.
And I said to Sam, I said, there's a time in my life when I would have been like, oh, I want a pair of Louis Vuittons, which we all know I would break an ankle in, but, or, oh, I want that. Now there are still a couple of Tiffany pieces I wouldn't mind having, but that's beside the point. Yeah. And Sam goes, oh, I so want a Rolex. I was like, a Rolex? Like, that's such a random, like, to know us, that is such a random thing.
That is
I
from
want a
watching
Rolex.
what I watch now, which is Formula One and golf. And yeah.
So
of course, now they're going to Tag Heuer. They're dumping for Rolex as their official timepiece and going to Tag Heuer. So it might be a little more, which is Tiffany, which is like a whole bunch of brands. Anyway.
So we did that.
We did that.
We went back and got, we need to get off there.
No, I'm just saying we got a lot to get to.
Yeah, well, we went back and then we went to the dinner at a brewery.
Yeah, Honor Brewing, which is in Sterling, and and it is the typical brewery that now populates all of Northern Virginia. There's kids running everywhere. The food's pretty decent. The food was good. They had the smoker going out back, which I did have to get a food porn video of them smoking the chickens. Had to have the wings after we'd already been fed because we had food. We had to do our own drinks, but they had food for us. They were doing a bingo game to get everybody to kind of talk to each other, which was pretty cool. We had to ask questions of each other. Do you have a college degree? Who's the most famous person you met? Or have you met
I was waiting for. Have you ever met a celebrity? I was like, oh, here we go. Sam Walker's like, yeah, I'm one. Anyway, it was fun. We met. We met I will
getting
say,
to meet the families.
We got to meet the families, and then the young, like the mid-20 kids. They were just so awesome the whole weekend. They just made you laugh, feel young, and it was. And again, this is a very diverse group of people.
Yeah.
So it was just cool to see people from all over, different places in life, different spots, different ethnic backgrounds. All of it was amazing.
And to be around a majority, I'd say almost the entire group, all who kind of think like us in a lot of things and are, we feel a little bit same level intellectually with them, maybe.
Well, no, we're not nearly as smart as they were, but I mean, the one lady has written 2 books.
But they couldn't do 3 things at once like I do with running a podcast. Come on now.
She's written several books.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
She's on Good Morning America calls her the toddler whisperer. I mean, come on.
First woman to serve as mayor of Cleveland, Ohio. I mean, okay. Maybe
we felt blessed to be in their presence.
Yes, we did.
And they were very nice to us. Right. But anyway, so it was just a lot of
Yep.
fun. And then we, the next morning, got up.
Saturday.
Caroline headed off early to do hair, makeup. The wedding wasn't until 5. We headed into Leesburg, right? Leesburg. Ate breakfast at Buford biscuit.
Buford biscuits in downtown Leesburg was amazing. Oh man, I mean it's cat head biscuits, and they were so good. They had a mimosa flight. It was really good. There was a car show going on downtown, so we did walk downtown, which was actually pretty cool.
I was a little offended, y'all. So we walk, when we get there, there's no cars on the street. We weren't quite sure why all the streets were closed. So then we get out and there's cars there. I mean, vintage cars, Model Ts, old Corvette, a DeLorean, all different cars. And I'm like, we're walking, it's several blocks. We're walking, and I said, oh, that Porsche. It was a red Porsche that had the, it was convertible. And
I was 911,
I was like, when I was a teenager, that was the car I aspired. I wanted that in black.
You're giving me a hard time about the Rolex, and you're wanting a Porsche 911.
When I was a teenager,
I don't care.
Not when I'm 51.
Still.
But anyway, the license plate says vintage. So we go around to the front, and it has like the information it has like a card. It says vote for me, Porsche 1988. And I said, are you kidding me? That's considered vintage? 1980. I couldn't shut up for 2 blocks. Sam's like, stop talking about it. I'm like, I can't believe they're considering 1988 vintage. What are we? 1988 is vintage? He's like, 30 years for a car, M. I'm like, I can't. This is ridiculous. And so anyway, but then we found we went into all the little shops. It was like they had those. My Granville friends will get it. It was like their sidewalk sale. So there were things outside. So I looked at all the different things outside. I was like, oh, these are those French tablecloths that I have been wanting. Now see, this is where Emily, 51-year-old Emily, was like, I've been wanting those pretty prints. They're from France, and they're 50%. I could see the red 50% off tag. I made a beeline for them. 50% off was still $180. I was like, well.
You are in Loudoun County.
And so I was like, well, there will not be buying those tablecloths today. But then we happened upon the best little thrift store that was like 75% off everything. And it went to, it was their local battered women's shelter.
Yeah, that was
for her domestic violence. So, yeah, I did buy a vintage lunchbox.
She's got a vintage orange Tupperware lunchbox.
It's red, not orange.
It's red. Okay, I just washed it. With the sandwich container and the veggie container. It's got the handle, but it's a real Rubbermaid vintage 1980s lunchbox.
$2.
$2. I know.
So anyway,
pie plates.
So then we go back, get ready. Oh, we did hit some outlets. There was a little bit of a meltdown by Mr. Sam Walker because we were at the outlets. Anyway, he had a little bit of a meltdown, but we did some shopping. Went into Reston.
Yeah, we went to Reston Town Center.
I got a milkshake.
Got a milkshake. She got a milkshake. I had meatloaf. That was pretty good at this place.
Ted's,
I think it was. Yeah, Ted's in Reston Town Center. And then went back to the hotel and got ready for the wedding and got all dolled up. And the wedding, and there is the bride and groom. That is Sarah. Who was in Caroline's wedding, was a good friend of hers at Mary Washington.
She's also Harper's godmother.
And Harper's godmother. And Alex, they are the bride and groom there. And
such a neat couple.
Neat couple, outdoor wedding, the reception inside. And basically, it was a big space. I would say it probably was about the same size as Loblolly, but just bigger in terms of width. It was wider, but it was about the same. But the thing, again, perfect wedding venue. They had a live band, and we love ourselves some John Harper, and he did a wonderful job DJing Caroline's wedding. But man, that was like over the top. The live band was over the top. The food was great. The drinks were good. It was.
Her parents had rented 3 charter buses, like top of the line charter buses. Yeah. So everyone kind of met at a hotel down by the
they're in fair,
down by the airport,
literally around the corner from Commanders Park, where the Washington Commanders practice facility is.
And so then it took everyone to the wedding. Then you rode the bus like about 8:30, 9 o'clock. One busload of people who wanted to get back early and not stay till the end. That busload took those people back to the hotel. And then at
I don't know 11, that many people took it.
I don't know that many people did either. Yeah. But and y'all, these are like nicer than Disney. No, like these were the like really nice high end like charter buses. Right. They were very nice. Yeah. Then at 11, after the Sparkler exit, the 2 busloads. Yeah. We did not ride the bus because we had to stay because we promised we would carry some of this stuff.
We had drove. We actually drove out there because we were helping with getting stuff back from the venue, and I'll pull up.
So that was amazing.
Here. She had the video in that post. We talked about the live band, and
the very last song.
The very last song was
Piano Man.
Piano Man, and Billy Joel's Piano Man.
I think it's on her Facebook.
Here it is. Okay, yeah.
And Sarah taught her. I don't know if she taught herself or someone taught her, but she, the bride, Sarah, did learn to play the harmonica.
She did play the harmonica, and it was funny watching the band because when she did it, they were surprised.
It was awesome.
Yeah. You can see, I can see the one of the lead singers for the band there, and I wish I knew the band's name right now. But you could see the face.
It was really cool.
It was really cool, Sarah. And it's, what's even cooler is that we're gonna get to hang out with Sarah's dad. Caroline and myself, and probably hopefully Harper and Ian. We're going to hang out with him tomorrow night, Thursday night, down at Awful Arthur's. He's down playing golf this week.
He needed some downtime after the wedding.
I'm sure.
So then Sunday was, we went to the hotel where they were staying at, and we had a...
Can I just throw in the one comment? I've noted that the hotel that they were staying at was right around the corner from Commander's Park. So we dropped off food. We dropped off food that we took back food that was left over for the caterer. Dropped it off at the hotel. We're going down the street, and there's like, oh my gosh, there's Gloucester Road. I know what I got to do because you can't really see it. It has this big bubble. So I roll the windows down, and and this is, of course, it's like 12:15.
Don't yell too loud.
Commanders play Cleveland at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm riding by and yell out the window. Now y'all don't F this up.
They didn't. They won.
Well, I think it may have had something to do with saying the same thing on the way from our hotel to theirs for breakfast. We did brunch with them. Which was really cool from Panera. They had brought in Panera and did the same thing driving by, and then they won on Sunday. It may have helped that Kim was there too, and Spencer and Seth and Spencer. So anyway, so that was our weekend and wedding weekend in Washington.
And that was our wrap on weddings for 2024. Haven't been to wedding
in
a long time.
Wedding season is officially done. All right, let's thank corporate champion here. And that being Toyota Taller.
Thanks, Toyota Taller at toyotataller.com. Are you ready to rise above the competition and lead with confidence, influence, and vision? Toyota Taller offers one-on-one coaching to become the best version of yourself so that no matter what happens on the outside, you become unshakable on the inside. Toyota has been guiding Sam through the journey of creating Sam Walker OBX News, avoiding the pitfalls, startup space, while keeping him focused on being the best reporter and entrepreneur that he can be. Whether you're a business person, a leader, or a rising leader, you're invited to have a conversation with Toyota to see if you're the type of person she can empower to go to the next level, whatever that looks like for you. Don't wait. Schedule your 30-minute clarity call today and learn more about Toyota at toyotataller.com. That's TEUTATOWLER.com. Success starts with effective leadership, and that starts with Toyota's leadership coaching.
All right, and, you asked for it, and you got it. You can pay for your founder status right now on an annual basis at samwalkerobxnews.com. A great way to show your support for me, and in return, get a 10% discount on the monthly fee. For just $129 a year, you're supporting journalism as unique as the Outer Banks, reducing transaction fees, helping me create quality content faster, and guarantee your access for the next 12 months. Thanks so much. We've had more people signing up on the annual basis in the last 2 weeks than we've had since we launched. It's just so great. For existing members, just go to Manage Memberships on Patreon. Look for samwalkerobxnews.com. For new members, just go to samwalkerobxnews.com and click the join button. Remember, the 10% discount as a founder with annual status is only available for a limited time at samwalkerobxnews.com. And those of you who are on Facebook today, it's not going to show up. If you go on my Facebook, I've come up with a concept. For the T-shirt. Sarah said, if you put that on a sticker, I'll put it on my car. If I get the high quality stickers.
I do agree with Danielle Beatty. We just call this Tuesday on the Outer Banks.
But that's my catchphrase.
I know.
It does. Catchphrase.
I know. It's a lot of words. I get it.
But that's my catchphrase. I mean, I've thought about it. I've gone through it. I just thought Tuesday was the best day because it's the shorter. Anyway. All right. We have got
a
quick unboxing. I can use the Haunted Mansion music here, I think.
Okay, so this is from my Kelsey's Hope friend, Patty, and her daughter. First and foremost. I've got another. I bet I bought a million of these from her. Not really a million,
it's Boo to You.
I got a pumpkin and Boo to You.
Boo to You, which of course is.
And I don't know how she knew it, but I do need a new keychain, and those are the Kelsey Hope pink and yellow
Mickey balloons.
Yes,
Mickey balloons.
So when we get off air, I've got to make some donations.
Yeah, the Boo to You is the catchphrase for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Oh yeah, boy. We got it. Yes.
The popcorn popper from Disneyland.
This is the Disneyland
and look, it's a little
popcorn.
bit bigger popcorn.
Oh, man.
It's Mickey.
That
Be
is
careful.
So.
Isn't it cute?
Oh, what? Does it light up?
I don't know, honey. Yeah, it does. Like right there.
Oh, my gosh. All right, I'm scared to pull it because I don't know if the battery. We can pull that. Where's the button?
Right there. Right where turn it where you were.
Well, that's the battery. Is there a button there? Oh, it's got a Lord. Look at that. The light's going to kind of kill it. I need to put it over here like it lights up. Oh, and it glows. It's not just like on. It flashes.
It doesn't really take a whole lot to entertain Sam Walker.
Oh my gosh,
so you know.
It is the popcorn bucket. The Mickey popcorn bucket from Disneyland.
Yep.
Not Disney World. Disneyland. See, there's where the popcorn goes.
So little known fact is Tokyo Disney has an entire store that's just popcorn buckets. They have I want to go to Tokyo Disney just for the popcorn bucket. Yeah. They are the ones
I was today years old when I found this out.
Yes.
Oh,
so anyway,
man,
thank you, Patty and Katie, and I will be making donation to both of your Kelsey Hope pages, and we really do need to.
Oh yeah, you can see it.
Can
see it. Watch the video. You can actually see it there.
Yeah.
I got the angle right.
Look, I might wake up in the middle of the night and Sam will be standing over me with a Disney.
Well, look, you got. I mean,
Harper
had the wonders of the life.
I mean,
Imagination Pavilion going over there, and it looked good on the show last week. So
I'm excited about my.
Oh man, that is so cool.
I love.
Thank you so much for that. That really is a great addition to the collection here. We're gonna have to rearrange things now for Halloween. Of course, we got Christmas coming up. We're gonna get all the Christmas stuff out. We are gonna decorate. Last year we decorated on November 1st.
Yeah,
we're doing it again this year. It really worked great.
Yeah, we spent 2 days, but we got it done, and everything is clean and good.
Right.
And then we put up the real Christmas tree after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Okay. Let's wind the show down. Going for a run this weekend. This Saturday is the 21st. Hatteras Island Cancer Foundation's 5K at Kennekeet Shores in Avon. This year's event being held in memory of Donna Peel, a beloved founding member of the Hatteras Island Cancer Foundation who lost her own battle with breast cancer last October.
After she did the race.
Right after the 5K, not long after the 5K last year.
Yep.
HICF.org. It starts at 8 a.m. on Saturday. I got a feeling I might be able to do this now.
I'll be doing the
I'm gonna because I can do pools later in the day because I only have a couple Saturday check-ins.
Okay.
I could be in Hatteras, run the 5K, be back in Duck by 10. let's see.
There's the annual Dare to Scare 5K
Oh, you're gonna do those? Okay.
and Sweet Treat Fun run on Saturday, October 26th.
Right.
The 5K kicks off at 8 a.m. at the Coastal Studies Institute in Wanchese.
Yep.
Run through trails and local residential roads before ending at Virginia S. Tillett Community Center in Manio. Can you turn that down just a little bit?
I have to because
the Sweet Treat Fun run. Sorry, it was like I couldn't hear myself. Sorry.
We're going to fix that next week. That's going to be fixed next week. The Sweet Treat Fun run
begins at 9 a.m. at the Virginia S. Tillett Community Center in Manio. DareNC.gov/5K is the website.
All right, the Outer Banks Running Club has set their turkey trot. That's usually the one that's in Nag's Head. We'll get all those next week. We're going to run through all the turkey trots because there's Corolla. There's Nag's Head. I think there's one on the island, but anyway. And next Saturday is another round 25K at Jockey's Ridge State Park. All right, this Saturday is the Currituck Education Foundation. That is their the 2024 Pork and Pearls is this Saturday. This Saturday,
no, this
the
Saturday.
12th. Yeah, 5:30 to 9:30 at Currituck Barbecue Company. It's a pig and oyster roast. How much?
I think they're $60.
$60 tickets. Benefits the Currituck Education Foundation, which you are now part of.
Yes.
So that is this weekend, this Saturday. Also, this you want to run through the Island Farm stuff, and we got a couple here. We'll hit.
Island Farm in Manio will host its 13th annual Pumpkin Patch event, taking place on October 12th, 19th, and 26th from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m.
Let's see. Currituck Extension Center has a viewing party for the 2024 Shelton Leadership Forum on Friday, October 18th. It's from 8:30 to 1. It's a pretty cool event, it sounds like. And hey, save that one. Let's do that one last. So move on down to the Seafood Festival.
Where is that?
Seafood
Festival is on October 19th.
Yeah.
The Outer Banks Seafood Festival. All details at outerbanksseafoodfestival.com.
I've got a story coming up about the Seafood Festival. I wrote that for the Outer Banks Community Foundation. Everybody's going to be running that one, so that'll be coming out here shortly. The 11th annual Outer Banks Halloween Parade of Costumes returns to Aviation Park in Killable Hills on Sunday, October 27th.
Blackbeard's Pirate Jamboree invades Ocracoke Island November 1st and 2nd.
And finally, get ready for 13 days and nights of spooky season fun as the downtown Mania Social District is transformed into Halloween Island. I'm going to do the commercial later. October 19th through the 31st, crawl through the decorated downtown Social District and visit the 13 themed restaurants, bars, and venues. They're all excited to welcome you with specialty food and drink menus to suit the occasion. Other downtown businesses will be open late, and T-shirt sales and other fundraisers will be held to benefit the Community Foundation of Western North Carolina Helene Relief Effort. Shout out Gino Say, being able to pull this off, and he did get some help. Thankfully, the Music OBX folks and Corey Hemmelwright with the OBX Bluegrass Island Festival, they jumped in while Gino was having to deal with all the issues with his family and the immigration problems. I mean, he was in Honduras for 3 months.
I know.
And that 3 months was when he was going to be working on everything that had to be done to make this happen. It was an idea. They made Lost Colony Tavern. Gino Say, who is co-owner of Lost Colony Tavern, transformed it into Ghost Colony Tavern last year. And the idea was, and he had floated the idea with us when we did our Sam on the road there, our first one, way back in February. He said, we're going to do this. Don't say anything. We're going to do this. And then everything is gone. But thankfully, Corey Hemmelwright, like I said, with the Bluegrass Island, which he's got the Bluegrass Festival next week. And then the folks at Music OBX, they were doing all their stuff with the concerts at Roanoke Island Festival Park. They pulled this off. The website launches this weekend. It's kind of a placeholder right now. Halloween. I'm surprised this exists. Halloween. They got HalloweenIsland.com.
There you go.
I am so when I saw it, I was like, what? No one had that? They got it. They got the Facebook group, Facebook event set up. If you go to Threads or Instagram, they got a page going. I've got a story up right now. It ran Wednesday night. All about it. All the details in it. This is going to be pretty cool. I mean, we have the 12 bars of Christmas. Now we're going to have the Misfits bars of Christmas. Have you heard about that?
Yes.
Now we've got Halloween Islands. This one is even cooler because it's a walking thing.
Yes.
Because you'll be able to, with the social district, grab a drink, walk to the next place, go shopping because a lot of the shops are open during the day. And this is a daytime and nighttime event. It is family friendly. Keep that in mind. This is all family friendly too. This is going to be epic. And I'm looking forward to us doing a Sam
and M
on the road from this.
All right. We got to get going, honey. We're like an hour and a half in.
Well, I mean, 124, you don't want to hit 130?
No. I think people are done listening to us.
All right. Tell us if we're going too long or not.
We went too long today.
Okay. Well, then we will wrap the show up then. All right. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight and sticking through this.
Yes.
I thought it was worth it because we got to do a fun unboxing at the end.
Yes.
We love unboxings. Anybody else want to contribute to unboxing stuff? Feel free. It is thanks to our corporate champions, CoinJock Catering Company, Miles Carpet Cleaning, Harlow Photography, Caribbean Pools and Spas, CMIT Solutions of the Outer Banks, ToyotaTowler.com. Again, CFWNC.org. Make that donation. Cool thing, First Light High School, their football game Friday night, $20 to get in. All the proceeds from the gate are going to CFWNC.org.
Cool.
Chad Williams, who's the AD, called me this morning and said, hey, who should we do this for? And I was like, oh, them.
Good.
So anyway, homecoming, too. This is our biggest gate of the year. They're going to give it all to the relief effort, Celine. Like, follow, subscribe, hit that bell, and share. Like and share. I got to scratch through that. Just say like, share, like, share, like, share, like, share.
All right. Yeah, we'll see you
next week.
Tag it
with cookies. Tag it with cookies. You get free cookies. Find us on your favorite podcast app, YouTube and Facebook. 5 stars and interact with us. Give us your thoughts, topics, future episodes. Tell us you went too long, damn it. Sam Walker, obxnews@gmail.com, and DM us on the socials as well. We will see you next time on the Sam
and M
podcast.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.